Dear black people, nobody cares anymore. But go ahead, because I get the feeling you're full of stupid takes. So the fact that you're still going at this tells me you either don't know what the word involuntary means, or you are a true idiot, or both. My guess is both.
All right, welcome back to the channel. Today we're breaking down a cloutsider, reacting to a young black man's take that went down at the British Academy Film Awards.
Was while Sinners stars Michael B. Jordan and Delroy Lindo were on stage.
Delroy and I are delighted to be presenting the first BAFTA of the night for a vital part of movie making.
A racial slur could be heard while the men presented the award for Best Visual Effects. Jordan and Lindo looked startled, but continued on.
And I know this story is old, but what this guy, yes, him right there, says about black people is so shocking, it turns this old story into something we can't ignore. And here's the thing about these cloutsiders. When they attack black people, they're trying to get a seat at the table. But what they don't realize is those people do not care about them. And this is what happens to them. I'm sorry for showing this, but when I saw it on social media, my first thought was of this guy and Black MAGA. They think by putting black people down, it earns them a seat at the table. Anyway, this video is so important because people have been socialized to focus on the negative behaviors of black people. All they do is highlight and push forward all the negative things we do. And the negative things black people do are made to look more demeaning than others. It's like that last video I did about black women dressing in revealing clothes at the Houston rodeo. But you see this every day in public. Everybody is out here like this in this modern world. But we've been conditioned to focus on black people, to notice our negative side, and to think bad first. I've seen them where they just scan a boat. And because a whole bunch of black people out there, it doesn't matter if they're just having a good time or not. You will see text overlays that say stereotypes are earned. And all those people are doing is just standing there. And when the other people do the same thing, it's no big deal. And I just want to say all that before I get into this ridiculous attack on black people, because I'm getting tired of people using isolated incidents to say, see, this is how they all are. So this is not about this guy defending disability. This is about his stereotypical attack on black people. Now watch how he starts in bad faith.
Some people aren't going to like this take. I could really care less.
Okay, but you're already letting us know that you're stupid right off the bat, because the expression is, I could not care less.
Now this is one of his themes throughout this video. See how quick he was to question the black man's intellect? And we all know there are two things they use as excuses for their racism. That's crime and saying we're not smart. And it shows throughout this whole video. This man says some of the most despicable things about black people. He could have just said, hey, the guy used the phrase wrong. But watch how he used this qualifier right here. He says things so bad about black people, he's going to use this qualifier in the beginning, like right here.
And like I say in any video that's directed at a certain group of people within a larger group of people, this is definitely not directed at all black people.
Now see, we're not falling for it. We're not. What this video is going to show you why they keep the N-word in circulation. He's going to show you why they keep the N-word in circulation so they can have excuses to use it. Watch.
And at some point, black people are going to have to understand that Tourette's or no Tourette's, people are just beginning to completely not care about the N-word, and it's because you all have made it that way. I mean, you use it all the time in speech, in music, and in comedy, and then when a person of another race uses it, you go absolutely apeshit.
First of all, not all black people use the word. Most of us wish the rappers didn't use the word. Second, not all black people even respond when they hear the word. Maybe he doesn't know the history of the damn word. Okay, I have uncles who lost their lives in Alabama right before they got lynched. And you know what word they heard? And me, I was called the N-word in SoCal a few times. And let me tell you, every time it was in an aggressive manner. But I get it, he wouldn't understand that because he hears the word in music or on TV or over social media. But once you hear it and your life is on the line, you respond differently when other people use the word. He doesn't understand that. See, when it comes from someone else, it usually comes from hate. And hate speech leads to hate crimes.
But what does bother me about this situation is the same black people that are complaining about this are the same black people that are very open in their use of homophobic language, in their use of racist language towards white people, of their views on people like me that they consider white adjacent rather than being what I actually am, which is Mexican American or Latino.
Now ask yourself, why would a Mexican gay man step into this debate? It has nothing to do with him. It shows you he has hate in his heart and he want to use this as an excuse. Okay? And most people who have hate in their heart have personal issues, has nothing to do with black people. The black people, he don't know which black people are complaining. But it's what they do when it comes to us. They lump us all together. That's what they do. Now watch him question this young man's mental ability again.
That clip of Michael B. Jordan and Delroy Lindo getting called the hard R by a man with Tourette's as they're presenting an award is mind-boggling to me.
It doesn't take much to boggle a small mind.
Now you guys see that? Another dig.
Now that's where me and this guy halfway agree, because I really think that BBC should have took the time to edit it out. Apparently there were also some pro-Palestine protesters there as well, and they took the time to edit that out, so I don't know why they wouldn't take the time to do the same in this instance.
They didn't take it out because they wanted this issue to push to the forefront. You see, folks, this is the main reason why this became a big deal. Because they aired it. They didn't have to air this, but they did it so people like him would have an excuse to bring it up. Because they know it would trigger some people. They have been making racial stories, the ones that are borderline, to make people like him feel good about themselves. So they can say, oh, no, that's not racism. So they can create this cry racism theory. So then they can have fake black fatigue. But in reality, real racial stories never rarely get covered unless it's the police. And the only reason why they cover those is because it has a criminal element to it. They can stereotype black people as criminals. Now watch how he continues to dehumanize this young man and black people.
But as far as what he said about everybody coming to this person's defense, it's not about coming to their defense. It's about trying to explain to mental midgets like yourself the way that Tourette's works.
You see, here is where he thinks he's fooling people. This isn't about defending a man's disability. This is all about him having excuses to attack black people. Because why would he keep calling this man demeaning names? I can say stuff right now. I've faced a lot of racism from Hispanic people in Southern California, but I don't have hate in my heart. He does. Now watch how he called him another degrading name, and he just keeps getting worse, y'all.
I find it very funny that in all of the statements surrounding this situation, all of the understanding that people are seeking from, they're all saying, oh, we're so glad that the audience has understanding. We're so glad that the audience was able to, deal with this. And not the two people that were actually called slurs.
Because they weren't actually called slurs. That's what you're not getting, you absolute tard.
Another dig. He doesn't care, and it's sad.
And we just saw these two black men get called a slur in front of the entire internet has now seen this.
I truly do not think this idiot has any friends in real life or anybody that talks any sense into him. And this is the problem with DEI and politically correct thinking, is that DEI and politically correct thinking has people like this thinking that they're actually making points. Well, if I stepped on somebody's foot, I would say, how about you shut up? The other one I've heard certain black people saying is, why don't people with Tourette's ever say anything nice?
Look at him trying to mock people. This is why we know this is personal. Why would he bring DEI into it? Why? They move straight from the racist playbook. And most of them are so slow they do not even realize black people were not the ones who benefited most from DEI. It was white women and foreign white men and other ethnic minorities. But that do not get pushed in the media. But before I keep going, let me say this. He did have a young black woman on here with Tourette's trying to explain the disability.
I have been seeing a bunch of outrage about it, people saying, oh, well, why would that even be in his vocabulary? He did that on purpose and all of this stuff, and that racism is to excuse. Very bitch sad day.
Which on surface could have been a sign he came to do this in good faith. But that was just a cover-up, and you know it was because he shows his true feelings, how he feel about black people by the degrading names. I wonder if he's from Southern California. If so, that would explain a lot.
I mean, are we not understanding how disabilities work? Is that something that certain people just aren't smart enough to be able to wrap their minds around? Because to me, the concept is pretty simple.
And we know what he means when he says certain people. He's talking about black people. He tried to say he's talking about a certain aspect of black people, but he keeps generalizing the whole group and questioning black people's intellect. Okay, this is how people use situations like this to have their fake outrage over how black people feel. He doesn't know how black people feel. We are all different. We might not monolithic. We are all different. We all take the word differently. I do not like the word, but the next black person, it doesn't bother them. And now he shows why they're always pushing black crime and bad behavior of black people in the media, on social media. He's getting ready to show you right now.
And if this is something that his family is very aware of, that they knew is uncontrollable and could happen, he shouldn't have been there.
All right. This is very rich coming from a black man because we all have the same internet. So we've seen videos of black people tearing up convenience stores, getting in fights in public.
You gotta get out of my floor.
Come on, bitch. Come on. You should have locked up over some dumb shit.
No!
Everybody's talking to me.
Get off!
I treat you like my child. I'll break your fucking neck.
Robbing people, and all around just being a nuisance in public spaces.
Go through your bag, or I'm gonna call the police. Let me give me your bag. Are you kidding me right now?
Open your bag. I will. Get off of me, please.
Open your bag.
I'm opening it if you'll get off of me, please.
This is all ours. Take it off.
Get off of me, please.
Take it off.
Get off of me, please.
Take it off. You can't just steal our stuff. Bye. Get out. Go. Get out.
Not all yours.
Now. Okay. And get out. Seriously, everything.
Calm down.
Don't tell me to calm down. Do you have anything in your bag? Call him right now. Call him right now.
Oh my God, you took my bag!
Hey! Stop! Get out!
Oh, don't hurt me!
Get out!
Please don't hurt me! Please don't hurt me! I'll board.
Call the
Please
police.
stop hurting me!
Call the police.
Please don't hurt me!
Okay. All right.
Yeah, you're gonna get
Bye.
Come on.
You're not gonna pick up your stuff?
Yeah. You don't want your Skittles?
No, those people don't steal. See, folks, this whole country is fucked up. But the biggest trick they did is making you think black people are the problem by highlighting our issues and ignoring theirs.
So should we say to the families of other black people, if you knew that this could happen, why didn't you just keep them at home? Because I'm 100% for that, to tell you the truth. And I'll tell you, if we're being 100% honest, think about the number of times we've seen this on social media, this behavior from certain black people. And then think about the number of times that we've seen a person with Tourette's have this type of outburst. I would say, according to the numbers, according to the odds, we should be much more open to enforcing these rules when it comes to black people rather than people with disabilities. I mean, I would much rather deal with a person with a disability having an involuntary outburst than having to deal with ghetto people that are supposedly in full control of their faculties acting out because they weren't taught better at home.
And there it is, folks. Did you hear that? He equates a medical condition with black criminality, using viral clips to stereotype and shift the defense into racial generalizations. Now we know this isn't about a tick. It's about testing how far you could take disrespect. And his attack on black people as ghetto, come on, man. I could say a whole bunch of things, but I don't have hate in my heart. I don't. Now we understand why media stereotypes us, so people like him can have excuses for their true beliefs.
You're goddamn right.
It's always been about legitimizing the treatment that they did to black people. That's why they call us 2/3 of a man. That's why they question our intellect. That's why they show crime and differently. so people like him can do this.
What are we talking about is 100% right. How did you think that this was in any way an intelligent rant to go on? I mean, did you sit down and write this and really think about it and you thought, oh, this is going to be good. This is going to really let them know how I feel about people with disability. I mean, like, what was your target audience here? People just as dumb or dumber than you are? I mean, I really don't understand what the plan or who the target demographic was for this speech. I mean, are people that are dumb enough to really think that you're smart able to use the internet that way?
Now watch what he say about the entire community.
And I do find it ironic that a community that constantly wants everybody to bend over backwards to understand them and show compassion, no matter how they misbehave.
Folks, what makes this sad is he doesn't realize America has never cared about black people, have never done anything special for black people. Every opportunity they have given black people, other people has the same opportunity. But I find it ironic. There's probably some people saying, well, he didn't say anything bad, but this is the truth. That's because you believe the damn stereotypes, the media tricks. Okay, we build businesses, they tear it down. We build good communities, they put guns and drugs and gangs in there to destroy them. But this is the type of stuff that happened because our leadership have always been controlled. But he wouldn't know that. He doesn't understand what goes on behind the scenes. And that was the breakdown.
Broke it down to its very last calm down.